Howdy, howdy. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm not even adjusted there. Oh, well, that's good enough. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm Mr. Wamba, Ray, Pork Chop. How are y'all? Hope everybody's doing well. Well, just put up that mic. You can hear me. Don't like it up in my face, but anyway, you falling asleep? Yeah. Well, actually, I was looking at a street view map at a potential future residency. I guess we'll just put it that way. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but it's got a lot of work to do. So let me turn my phone down. So I hope y'all are doing well. I really didn't have when I did set up for the live tonight. I didn't have anything really to talk about, but as the morning progressed, I found something to talk about. So thanks for complimenting, but it really was kind of a trash product. The tubes. Oh, the water, the irrigation thing. It looked. I thought it would be good for somebody like me that forgets to water things, especially if you could set it up on a timer and it would just drip. You know, 'Cause I'm not real good at remembering to water. And then I was real. Yeah, what you got? You fell into the deactivated and then well, that was just it. Um, I got this. After reviewing your request to regain access to Spark Driver app, decision to deactivate your account remains in place. And then I was like, but I turned it on and I could log in and everything, so I didn't know what was going on. Then I got that one later. After reviewing your request to regain access to the Spark Driver app, the decision to deactivate your account remains in place. Blah blah blah. This one was the one I got later. Technical issue. Another glitch. I tell you what, after the massive deactivations they had last week, I don't, I don't know. I don't know how dependent we should be on especially the Spark app. You know, I'm not a DoorDash fan. I'm not a well, I don't do Uber anymore. I'm not really a fan of any of them, but Spark is got to be the absolute worst app out of all of them. I haven't done DoorDash in a while because I can't ever get on. And when I can get on, it's like right now when I'm doing something or real late at night. But it just makes you wonder because I've read on Reddit, and people got that part of that mass deactivation they had the week before last, or maybe it was the week before that. Anyway, I've heard of other people getting deactivated for no reason at all, and they're out of work for like 6 weeks trying to get back on. Some of them get back on within a couple of weeks, some of them it's like 4 weeks. But imagine going 2 weeks with no, if you're just depending on the Spark app, going 2 weeks with no income. That that ought to tell people don't don't depend on these apps. You know, I certainly don't. I I never thought about doing Amazon reviews. Never thought I'd be doing anything like that. But I also never thought I'd be doing delivery either. But here I am. Funny how life goes sometimes. It is sure don't go the way you planned. I learned that one 23 years ago. Learned that one real quick. I'll be back. Wendy will be here. Oh, hi, Miss Wendy. You haven't been sparking, so I thought that is why they deactivate. I don't know what the deal was. Yesterday, they I kept getting I didn't well I might have done. I don't know if I did a screenshot or not. Actually, I think I did. But the one order, no, it wasn't that one. Where was it? Oh, there we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. Let's see if I can get the lighting right. Seems like if I hold it at an angle, well, you can't see it. 369.3 miles away. It paid $18. There was one of them that paid 18. This was for a customer return. Then there was another one for 1,100 and something miles away. And then another one. They just constantly kept popping up yesterday. You kept hitting reject. In a few minutes, they'd come back around. So they was definitely messing with the app yesterday, which resulted, I think, in today's issue. And I get that if you work for a company and you're in charge of the app, if it's running smoothly, you ain't got nothing to do, and you got to look like you're doing something to keep your job. So I think they just start tinkering with the app to just to mess with it because a year ago the app was perfect, wasn't nothing wrong with it, and the more they mess with it, the worse it's gotten. But I get where they're wanting to stay busy, but they don't test anything. They just go live with it, and if it works, great. If it don't, they'll just listen to the complaints and try to fix it. They need testers. They need us to review their app before they turn it out and compensate us for that. Hello, Miss Wendy. I was locked out of the app and then I was able to verify my identity. I turned it on, and as soon as I clicked on the Sam's order came through, I just left it shut, left it and shut it off again real quick. I can't mess up my 0 AR rating. I'm getting real close to that. And for some reason, I have never had a customer rating at 4 point, I think it was 4.3, 4.2 customer. I've never had it. 4.7 is the lowest I've ever gotten. And for some reason, I'm at 4.2, but my acceptance rating is 14%, which is up 3% because I pretty much took everything well, about half of what they sent me today, but I was sitting here at my apartment, which is, I don't know, 10 miles, 11 miles away from the other Walmart that's out on the other side of town. And I got a shopping order. Too good to pass. It was like $40. So I wound up working out of the other Walmart for a little bit, and then it sent me back over to this side of town. Uh, I never worked out of the Walmart that I normally work out of, but I've noticed for some reason, they're starting to send they're sending orders from one Walmart over into another Walmart's area. So for some reason they're doing that. And if their system was down in a particular Walmart, I get it. But as far as I know, the main Walmart here was up and running. I don't know what the deal was. Yeah, every time I have to do that facial identification thing, I get nervous because I've read so many people that if the lighting isn't right, if it shadows you, the AI will think that it's not you. So I try to get my lighting good and pull over the side of the road. Don't do it driving down the road. Used to I think it was Uber. Uber would do that to you occasionally, but if you were driving, it wouldn't let you take the picture. You had to wait and pull over to the side of the road and spark. You can do it. You're driving down the road if you want to turn your head while you're driving. Probably not a good idea. But anyway, can you imagine though if you really did, even if it's accident a system issue, which I think about half their deactivations that is the issue. But what if you woke up and you really was deactivated? Yeah, I mean, you could probably get back on. It's just going to take a while. But the electric company and phone company and mortgage or your rent or whatever, they don't care. That ain't their problem. So have a backup plan. That's what I've worked on, and I think everybody should. Whatever it is, you have a you have to be careful if you take a picture and have glasses on. Oh, on the facial hair or not. Glasses on or not, or facial hair that might be recognize you. Oh, how you doing, Faith? Have Faith 365. This is the second glitch this week. I knew it was not correct as I didn't get an email. A whole group of us couldn't work today because really we were in Washington State. Mine, I got on and I was getting crap offers, which I didn't take any. I was working on a review anyway. But I like to turn it on because in case something really good comes up, I'll stop what I'm doing and go do it, which is what I actually wound up doing today. But mine let me it let me log in, and I know from what I have read on Reddit posts and stuff that when you're deactivated, I think if I remember right, what they had said is you can't even log in. It won't let you log in. Now I don't know. So it just worries me that what if they really do deactivate you and you really didn't do anything and you're gonna have to wait 2 weeks to 6 weeks to get back on. I don't depend on Spark anymore for my not 100%. Before I've depended on them 100%, but now it's about 80. Well, no, probably about 25 to 30%. I depend on Spark income. Um, I'm hoping by this time next year I won't need it at all. I'll just do it because I want to get out of the house. And I guarantee you, and I don't know if any of y'all's ever worked from home, but um, if you can't get out of the house, it's miserable. I get cabin fever, and with that being said, one of the reasons why I was not on the live last week is because guess who caught COVID? I thought I had a sinus infection, and I was. Uh, Somebody said that I need to go get a COVID test. Actually, a couple of people. So Miss Emily told me I needed to, and one of my old RN nurses. Well, she was my old my old boss when I worked at a state hospital. She told me to do it, and between I was going to anyway, but when she said to, that was just yeah, I definitely had to, and I tested positive. So much for a sinus infection, but I didn't get as sick as what I did the time before. Thank goodness, because the time before I had somebody to help me out. This time I was kind of on my own. How you doing, Miss Lisa? Hope you are well. We was talking about the emails or the notifications going out this morning. I didn't know they had two glitches. The only other glitch that I knew of, um, Faith, was I guess I can call you Faith. Have faith. I mean, I guess that's the thing. I don't. Anyway, the only thing that I noticed was yesterday they were sending out orders from Where was that one? Where was that one? Oh, well, I can't see it because I just did a screenshot. It was way off. One of them was 1,169 miles away. And the one that I did do a screenshot on was 169 miles, I think. But anyway, there was 4 or 5 of those, and that was a glitch. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, always take those orders because they're what do you call that? Unicorn orders, and they'll pay really good, and it'll only be a couple of miles." But these wasn't really good anyway. I mean, it's $18, but when you can't see what the item is, it's returned, what the item is that has to be returned. To me, I look at it like those .com orders. I will not take them anymore because you don't know what they are. One of the loaders told me that they quit showing that because people would reject those .com orders until it had like a Xbox or something on it, and then they would take it and then they would steal it. So I don't know if they knew what they was talking about, and it may have been a email that went out to them. I don't know, but either way, if they're not going to tell me what I'm picking up, I ain't taking it, and that's the way the those returns were. And apparently, it was just a glitch because somebody is going to take an order, regardless of what it costs or what it pays. They're going to take it, which is ignorance. And I know some people say, "Oh, well, you don't know their circumstances. You don't know their situation." Well, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Their situation is they're taking it, and that's what's putting them in the situation. Because if they wouldn't take those, they would work themselves out of that situation, but they spend more money trying to get out of that situation, and it puts them deeper in a situation. So that's a crock. It's a cop out. I don't know. Just my opinion, though. What do I know? I'm just a know nothing person. Anyhow, I didn't have a whole lot going on. Like I said, I had COVID pretty much all last week. And I didn't leave the house, and man, you tell you what, when I was able to get out, it was nice. But when you sit around and do reviews, at least you can take a break and go get something to eat. And usually, when I do that, I'll turn Spark on because pretty much everybody knows where I'm going to go eat, and it's going to be Taco Casa unless something else sounds good. But that's my go-to place when nothing sounds good, but I know I got to eat because they're good. I like them. But anyhow, I just don't depend on Spark as much as I used to. That's for sure. And I'm kind of glad because of things like today. And if this was the second glitch in the week, I didn't see the first one, but maybe because I wasn't on. Because I just now no, I did work Monday. Yeah, I worked Monday and two. No, let's see. Did I work Tuesday? I don't even know, y'all. I don't even. We can look at earnings. No, I did not work Monday. I worked Tuesday. Yeah, I felt better Monday, but I didn't want to get out and take a chance on getting anybody sick or anything. So I thought, I'll just take another day off, and so I took it off, and I did one $11 order Tuesday. I haven't been making crap on Spark. $100, $200 a week. But that's almost enough. I really need to make about $300-400 a week, and between that and as long as Amazon will maintain, I'd be all right. The bad thing is that's one of the reasons why I was late is because I was looking at a map. I'm fixing to move. I think I may not move. I may stay right here, but my lease is up, and they're going up on the rent. And I know where some of y'all live, $700 a month would be dirt cheap. But right now it's 620 or 625 a month. And it's going up to 700 if I sign another year lease, or 725 if I don't sign a lease. And that's not the fact that it's 700 or 725. It's the fact that I've got to go upstairs, and it's a small apartment. I need a 2 bedroom. I just, I, you see what my living room is. You know, I don't know a woman in this world that would put up with this. They say, that desk has got to go. We got to have a couch, and we're going to have the recliner's fine, the bookshelf's fine. We're going to have a couch, and I get that. I understand that. I wouldn't argue, but there's nowhere to put this desk in this unless I put it in the dining room. But I've already got one desk in there, the one that goes up and down that I do my reviews at. But as you can see, I need at least a 2 bedroom, and the one I'm looking at, technically it's a 2 bedroom, but they built the garage in. And y'all, I haven't been in it. I just looked through the windows, and if I do get that house, my uh, work area, office, whatever you want to call it, studio/office, is going to be a lot nicer. I mean, I like this. I like this setup, but I'm just talking about the room. It's a full size, not a double car garage, but it's a single car garage. But they're long, so I won't have to worry about, because I've started shooting all my reviews on 4K, and I've got to back my camera up as far as I can because I don't have a wide angle lens. But I'll probably make the entire wall a background, instead of just a part of it. I don't know. It's not in the best part of town, but it's far enough out to where you're beyond the not so good part of town. You're almost getting out into the country. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not counting on it, but it would only be, let's see, if I can get it for what the guy thinks, maybe had talked to his wife. It would only be $100 more than what I'm paying now, and it would be a house. Granted, this one's total electric, and that one would be gas, and there's no air conditioner. So he's either going to put in an air conditioning unit or window units. I don't know. We will see. But don't forget to hit that like button. Yeah. If y'all get any use out of these lives, if nothing else, it's just fun to kind of hang out. And if you got something to talk about, jump in there, throw it out there, and we'll talk about it. Because most of the time, I don't have nothing to talk about. I'm just, and I really honestly do more reviews now than I do the gig apps. And this channel is primarily gig apps, but independent contractors. And I guess technically, in a way, doing Amazon reviews is an independent contractor, basically, because you are working for yourself, and it's another revenue stream. So I think it kind of fits. So yes, um, that's cool. Yes, that it has a little bitty front yard, and really, well, I don't know. Yeah, I would have to. Well, one of the catches to it is there's railroad tracks right behind the house. I mean, you can toss a rock upon the railroad tracks. We'll see how that goes. I've lived fairly close to railroad tracks before, but I lived closer. There was a lot of intersections in the little town that I lived in, and they would lay down on that horn. But where this house is, there's not any intersections real close. So when they blow their horn, they're going to be a mile down the road and 2 or 3 miles down the road the other way. But I don't know how loud that's going to be. But there is a fence. You can walk there's you can walk between the house and the fence, but I bet it's not 6 foot wide. And then he told me you can do whatever you want to behind that fence, but it is technically it's the railroad's land. So I don't know if they would mow that or if I would still have to mow it. But anyway, he's got a riding mower he's that was there. He just got it at his house right now. It had something wrong with it and he was fixing it. So but I would have to do the yard. That which I don't mind. And that would get me out of the house for a little bit. And I don't mind mowing, you know, but I'm not probably gonna it's got a big old lot, connected to it on one side. And the side yards is what's big. The front yard and the backyard, really, um, a good weed eater would work, especially behind the house, between the house and the fence. It's just long and narrow, not very deep. But I looked at another house that was here in town and in a very um, what do you call it, crowded neighborhood. If my mom is watching, it was on Avenue Q, and it's very densely populated. And I thought, out there, if somebody's milling around, they got no business milling around because there would be nobody out there but me. So, if you seen anything, you would know they're up to no good, which I don't think you're going to see anything, but if you did. But where this other house is, your neighbors, they could step across the fence. People will be out in your yard all the time, parking in front of your house, hearing all the boom, 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 boom going on with their stereos. And I don't mind that unless I'm trying to sleep or if I'm trying to record. I'm not an old Krabby Patty most of the time. I can be though when I hit record because it's aggravating. But anyway, I don't know. I think I would be happier out there. I would love to live further out in the country. My only issue is, and I'd made a Facebook post that I was looking for a one or hopefully 2 bedroom house, but I had to have good internet. And they just put new fiber line in out where this house is. So if I could get that fiber internet, we'd be rocking and rolling. Do you still have that battery powered lawnmower? No, I had sold it. You didn't? No, it long gone. But he has a mower. And I don't know if it's a zero turn or if it's just a regular mower, but um, closer or further from my mom. In all reality, probably about the same. You just I don't know. It's probably close to the same. I really don't know which way. It seems like it would be closer here, but you think about you got to go up this road, down that highway, and then all the way down that highway, and out there you would get on the main. You could get over on the main highway, the inner highway 287, and might be quicker. It'd be easier because you wouldn't have all the red lights and stuff. But I mean, Wichita, you can live pretty much anywhere you want to in Wichita Falls and be anywhere in Wichita Falls within 10 minutes. Wichita, I mean, it's spread out, but the traffic is good. Much as I don't dislike the area, but they do a lot of shady things, but they have done a pretty decent job on the roads and everything. We've got 1, 2, 3 main roads that run north and south, and then 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 roads that runs no, 3 that runs east and west, and 4 or 5 that runs north and south. They've done a good job. You can be anywhere in 10 minutes. It's not a big deal. But she might come see me more because she wouldn't have to come up these stairs. And I would have a place to store. Yeah, I could almost I could put shelves along a wall and fill up a wall with stuff. Hello, Miss Mary's Gigs. I just noticed you started commenting, and I did subscribe to your channel. Y'all, Mary's Gigs has a YouTube channel too. Y'all can check that out. But, I just don't spend a lot of time having fun anymore, really. I enjoy doing the reviews, but man, I tell you what, I've told a couple of people, I said, it's part-time pay with a full-time job that has overtime, but you only get paid part-time. But I enjoy doing it, and it's really cool because, like, when I did have the COVID last week, I didn't have to worry that I didn't have money coming in. And granted, you only get paid once a month from Amazon, but you're making money. It may not be much, may only be a couple of bucks, but you're making something every day. Whether you get up out of bed, or in my case, pretty much stayed on the recliner. It's the only place I could actually sleep because I couldn't breathe. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm trying to kind of starting to loosen up and not because almost every one of the reviews I do, it's for a seller. So I try to be, like professional acting, but I'm kind of getting away from that because I don't have to have that, you know. I have one main place that I get the stuff, and I don't have to have them anymore. So I don't even try to make them happy. I mean, if they don't like it, okay. Plus, if they pay you, I try to do a little better. But I think you need to put a little. Maybe I'll get better and get more people watching if I put a little more personality into it. I don't know. Uh, I watch some of these guys, but the two of the main ones that I watch is Tyler Tube and Freaking Reviews, FREAKIN, and they put a lot of personality in it, but they don't take sponsored videos. They don't get sent stuff for free. I watched another guy last night, and he did a question and answer. And somebody had asking if he got stuff sent to him or if he bought it, and if he did buy it, is it a tax write-off? Everything he buys is a tax write-off because his business is doing reviews and YouTube. So everything he buys is a write-off. But you know how much stuff you'd have to buy to make it worth it? Because you got to make more than what your standard deduction is, and to make it worth itemizing. And I don't know. I might be there someday. I'm not right now. I still got to get my miles. And believe me, whether I'm doing Spark or if I'm going over to the park to do a review, or I can go into my mom's to do a review because I do a lot of reviews over there. I start my mileage, and I'm putting it down. I'm going to be putting it down because that is working. You know, not if you incorporate. I'm going to have to learn some more of this stuff because I don't know. I don't understand a lot of that. I've never been around that. You know, I've always had a W-2, or when I started doing the gig apps, everything I just put down as mileage. But doing the reviews, you there's actually more cost involved because, like an SD card, I had to order a SD card because the SD card that I use in my Canon camera, I would every once in a while I'd have somebody request to do it in 4K, and the write speed on that card that I had wasn't fast enough, and it would get errors. It would record for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then it would quit recording because of write speed. So I had to buy the SD card. Mom was, oh, get some good inside information in. I would like to I'd like to have somebody that really knew. I know a tax guy, and he's from California. I'm assuming he's still alive. He's not that old, but I don't know. I know of him, and I got his name and stuff. And he made me a form couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. But I don't know how much he knows about all this kind of stuff, because all this kind of stuff is newer. And you take somebody that's 70 and late 60s, 70s, 80s, they might not be up to speed with all this type of stuff. Now, truck drivers, welders, things like that, yes. But this is electronic stuff. And I don't know. Um, And that's you got a point right there, because I have heard of people that actually use part of their mortgage or their rent as write-off because they have that part of their house is their studio slash office. Um, but I don't know. That's why it might be worth. I just hate paying somebody to do something that I should be able to do myself. I should be able to figure it out, but there's a lot of little things, and if they could save you a lot of money, that's pushing it. I've just heard a couple of people talking about it, but I don't. That's what I say. I don't know if that would really fly. And I've heard the cell phone people taking off their cell phones, and I don't get. And in all reality, probably 80% of my cell phone, 80% of the usage of my cell phone has something to do with uh, reviews or gig apps, Spark. 'Cause I don't talk on the phone. I don't, you know, th- I've got like two people, maybe three that I text, and that's about it. Everything else is pretty much business. Depends on your income level to go that far. My income level wouldn't be. Do you have an email? Yep, Dash and Grandpa at the Gmail. A lot of people want to hide that their email addresses, but all you got to do is look at somebody's YouTube channel, and you have to have a Google account to have a YouTube channel, and if you have a Google account, you have a Gmail account. So all you got to do is look at the name of their channel. Now they may not use that as a primary, which that is one of my primaries, but it's dealing with the sellers and grandpa's random reviews. I've got two emails that I get sent offers to do stuff. I've turned down more stuff to review in the last few months than I ever imagined. And it's crazy because some of it's expensive stuff. Well, to me, it's expensive. Anything over $50 to me is expensive. But security cameras, $269. Well, for that, I don't have anywhere to install it. But then there's some like random stuff. Those, I don't know. I did a review today this morning and actually released it today. These little trays to organize your drawers and stuff like that work great. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. There's 53 of them left. It come in 60. I don't know. I stepped away for a couple of seconds. I thought you did most of yours as a. I did last year. I did all of it as a hobby, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to get away with that this year. I don't know. I don't know. But last year, I'll see, it was the year before too. I think I did put it as a hobby. No, it might have just been last year because the year before, I don't think I made enough to even put it on there. But yeah, I put it as a hobby, but I don't think I'm going to be able to put it as a hobby this year because, you know, it's going to, I don't know what it'll be. Over 15,000, and they might kind of, that's a $15,000 hobby. You know, I don't know. And I want, I don't mind going gray, be a little bit gray on the gray line, but I don't want to just downright know that I'm cheating because that liable to come back and bite you. I'd rather kind of keep it as much on the up as I can. You know, I don't want to. I don't want nobody raise their eyebrows at me and me have to get out papers and start filling stuff out to make it all look good. And I just rather not do that. But I don't know. This year is going to be different. And if things keep growing, next year is going to be a lot different. But who knows? Doing the Amazon is just like working retail. You know, right now everything's kind of slow. I'm making $500 less a month now than what I did 3 months ago. And I've got more videos. It's just people are not spending money. And until after the elections, I don't look for anybody to just really go hog wild. People will buy the necessities, but like those tray dividers, people are not going to really be buying that stuff. If it's buying reading glasses, or a mouse or a keyboard, they might do that because if theirs goes out, they need one. But some of this stuff, people don't need it, and they're not going to spend that money on it. Not if they know it. Is there a lot more? Yeah, there would be if I get that house. It's like I said, it's technically a 2 bedroom, but they built the garage in, so I think I'll probably try to put a big shelf on a back wall and then use the rest of it for the studio. But I could fill up a big shelf. I can fill a wall up right now with stuff. But I'm fixing to next month go to a flea market. It's we have a flea market here in Wichita, or Wichita Falls, but it's not very good. It's basically like a garage sale. Somebody's gonna, you might have a brand new $30 mouse and they want to give you $5 for it. But at this one, it's a little bit better, and because you'll get people coming out of Dallas and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm probably going to go there and hopefully get rid of a bunch, and then probably go back in October. Depends on how much I have. Yeah, I do sell some stuff. I've got, like I just did a end table, or not an end table, a bedside table. I put that on Marketplace, and I did some mercury lamps, regular regular lamps, and that I put on Marketplace because it's being a little too big to be hauling. But I, I've sold a few things on Marketplace. I just don't have much luck at selling stuff, you know. Here. And then I thought, well, I'll quit posting stuff on there, and then I'll go to the flea market and try to make it all up right there. I don't know. We'll see. Hello, Mr. Steve. If you're going to be making a lot of money and do the taxes, it's best to pay estimated taxes quarterly. Yeah, you have to have the those lights just turned off back there. I got them plugged in to a little battery charger thing. Yeah, battery charger, and I bet it went dead. Anyway, yeah, that the guy that I was talking about earlier that set up the tax form for me, he set it up for the quarterly, but I didn't follow through with it. Oh, that's hilarious because that's what reviews and selling stuff. Did you send that box? No, well, like I said, I wound up catching COVID, and I had something I was going to send to my son and grandson too. I've got to get them both to the post office, but no, I have not been to the post office. You should clap and. No, I think it was at like 59% earlier. Let's look. Just out of curiosity. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but yep, 0%. I wonder if you can charge it and use it at the same time. Oh, that's the wrong plug. That goes to the other camera, which, if I get that new place, I will probably set up new cameras. I don't know. It's not coming back on, but that's got to be plugged in anyway. But yeah, selling stuff on marketplaces, all right. I just don't have a lot of look at it. And like I said, if I could go to like flea markets and stuff like that, like once a month, but we're only going to have 3 or 4 months that's good, because the rest of it it's really hot or it starts getting cold. And people, I don't want to sit out in the cold. I sure don't want to sit out in the heat. So, but I might can make enough and get rid of enough. And if whatever I don't get rid of, I'll put on the marketplace. I was putting a lot of stuff on there. I just didn't have much look at it. People in Wichita Falls are funny though. I mean, they're good people, but they're very tight people, and they won't spend much money. That's why we don't. And as far as entertainment goes, there's not a whole lot in Wichita Falls as far as entertainment goes, because people in this town will not spend money. They'll go to Dallas and spend it, or Oklahoma City and spend it. They won't spend it here. And that's the way it's been my entire life. They're just penny pinchers when it comes here. But flea market selling would be good when people start Christmas shopping. Yeah. Well, we looked the weather up in September. It's every second Monday. And I think that weekend in September, I think the high was 89, which is still kind of warmish, but it's tolerable. October is showing to be like 79, which should be perfect. And then probably do it again in November. But depends on the December. December will be real iffy because it can get cold. You might be in shorts and a t-shirt one year, and you might be in thermal insulated coveralls the next Christmas or the next December. So Who knows? But I think it'll be fun. It'll be different. And I don't know. There's one big flea market that if I ever did get a bunch of stuff, I'd like to go there. And it's Canton. I think that's might be one of the biggest in Texas. I don't know. Go to the flea market in Dallas or anywhere else, they spend money. Do some Walmart Spark or DoorDash, etc. Whilst you're out that way too. Yeah. Yeah, Canton is southeast of Dallas. Pork chop, you probably know where it's at. I mean, because I think it seems like you take 45 out of the Dallas area to head towards Houston. And I think it's that direction. It's not that far out of Dallas, but anyway, it's a big one. I went one time. My dad and mom used to go, and my dad was still alive. And me and my kid's mom, when she was still alive, we went down there and we walked part of it, and that was pretty much all day, just a small part of it. We didn't even cover all of it, and that was enough for me. Of course, she wanted to stop and look at pretty much everything, but looking back, I'm glad I didn't argue. But I don't know. Flea markets might be fun. And I thought about taking a laptop and saying, okay, if you want to know what this is, here's a review. And by the way, you can subscribe to that channel while you're, I don't know, who knows? I get around people and sometimes I can carry a conversation, and I'm not as good as my dad was, but I've gotten better over the years. I used to not want to talk to anybody. I would shy away. And it wasn't that I was being stuck up or rude. I just didn't want to bother anybody. And I always figured if I talked to them, I'd be bothering them. And now I've come to the conclusion if I'm bothering them, they'll walk away. Or if the conversation is going nowhere, I'll walk away. I don't know. But, it's easy to be friendly. And if you're friendly, a lot of people will talk. Even if they're not friendly, if you're friendly, they'll talk. Because a lot of people come across like I used to. I was friendly, but I didn't do conversations well. But I talk to anybody and everybody, whether they like it or not. There you go. My dad was a type that he could walk into a room full of people, and within 30 minutes, he'd pretty much know everybody's name and had to talk with them. And, what they say, never met a stranger. That's kind of the way he was. But anyhow, I do need to get to the post office, but, with me being out for a week without work, without doing Spark at all, you know what my Spark paycheck looked like. So I'm shy, really. I used to be more so than I am now. I'm still kind of shy, but if somebody even acts like they're going to talk, I'll talk. But I just don't want to put anybody out any. But if you're at the flea market, you got to talk. And a lot of that, I started doing a lot more talking when I went to work at State Hospital because that was part of my job. I worked on a social behavior unit. So you had to teach them how to socialize with other people and interact with them in a positive way. And I don't know, you just had to start doing it. So I kind of come out of, I was kind of coming out of my shell before then, but when I went there, I really did. And talking to people that's not all there can be pretty interesting. And I'll tell you one thing that a lot of people think them people are crazy because they just talk about random stuff that has nothing to do with anything, and they talk to themselves sometimes. But if you really listen to them, they make perfect sense, and you understand where they're coming from. Not that they're making sense, but you understand where they're coming from, their thoughts in their head, because they may have watched a movie 3 months ago, and then they was thinking about it, and they start talking about a 6 shooter and stuff like that or whatever, and it makes sense because if you'll listen to them, you'll understand that they were talking about a movie or something that they used to do years ago. It makes sense. You just have to listen to them. That's what a lot of those people want. All they want is somebody to listen to, somebody to listen to them. I mean, take someone with you to the flea market, someone that can chat with easy. It's easier to talk to everyone that walks up you at the market. I've never sold at this flea market, so I don't know. I've never actually sold at any flea market. My mom and dad used to go, um, and I can pretty much picture my mom sitting back in the chair back there, and dad up there talking to everybody. But I don't know. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun, and I won't be by myself anyway. But so I will have help. I've done that a few. I've done that at a few shows that I've done over the years. Just need someone to banter with to make it easier on yourself. Yeah. Oh, it'll be fun. And that's kind of, I don't know, it's something for everybody to think about is don't be closed minded on things. Like just thinking just DoorDash. I got a DoorDash. I got a DoorDash. Think about other things. Or I got a spark. I got a spark. Think about other things because you can get into doing reviews, which I just fell into it. I didn't go after it. It just actually kind of came to me. But be open to other things because you never know what's behind the next door. But if you don't open that door or walk through it, you're not going to know. And sometimes it's a learning experience, and one that you might not have wanted to learn, but you will learn. All right, Miss Wendy. Hope you have a good night. Thanks for being here. Yeah, it's 10:07, isn't it? I need to get off here myself. I can either A, do another review, or B, go to bed and get up early and do it again. But I don't know. I've got a Verizon assignment booked for next week. Mine quit. They never messaged me or anything. I like I talked to you before. I didn't really push that Verizon one, but I did lose the FedEx one, and that one was an easy one because I didn't have to deal with nobody or nothing. I could walk around out in the lot and take pictures. I didn't mind doing that one at all, but you know, I get it was $50 a month, but severe thunderstorm warning. We did have a little rain come through earlier. Oh well, yeah. Says that. There we go. Kind of blurry, isn't it? We have a little bit of weather coming. Just rain. Yeah, I ain't worried about it. Oh, I got trail cameras too. I just thought about, man, I'm glad I went and if it's raining, gonna rain, I'm glad I went and got that trail cam. And I didn't catch the field on fire. Man, my car's got the solar sonar or whatever. It beeps at you if it sees a grass blade. Man, the grass where I have to drive was up over my hood, and I was worried about that grass being so dry, me catching a fire, but didn't catch nothing on fire, and I got out there and got it. It rained last night, a lot of lightning here earlier. It it rained where I live quite a bit, but I wasn't on this side of town today. I was on the other side, but I did hear it thundering a couple times. Oh, China dolls. Oh, they. Oh, I don't even remember what I said that I would do. I'll have to go back and look at that later. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get out of here, and I do appreciate y'all coming by and hanging out and helping support the channel. And if anybody is watching this and hasn't done so, you can subscribe to this channel if you'd like. But if you'd like, you can go over to Grandpa's Random Reviews and subscribe over there. I'd really appreciate it. Up to 662 now. I really want to get that channel monetized before the end of the year, just to see. So I hope that, all the little bit of money, even if it's $25, $30 a month, 25, 30 here, 25, 30 there. It takes some sense to make, what is it? It takes sense to make a dollar, or I don't know. I don't remember what I was saying. I'm glad you like it. And I tried, and I'm going to try to get better. And I'm going to try to get better. I was going to do a live stream over there, but I had COVID, so I didn't do it here or there. But I'm probably going to do one this next Tuesday, and I'm think I'm going to just stick with it at 2:00 in the afternoon Central Time, because I think I figured out how I can stream to Facebook and to YouTube. I don't know if it's going to do any good, but there may be somebody on Facebook that doesn't do YouTube. I've got Dashing Grandpa's Facebook, so maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Doesn't hurt to have two different avenues. But anyhow, I'm out of here, y'all. I do appreciate y'all coming by and spending some time with me and just hanging out. It's fun. I really enjoy it. I enjoy it more than doing reviews, really. But anyway, I'm out. I appreciate you subbing, Mary. Do appreciate that. Anyway, y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Just keep doing something, because you're going to get fat and old and ugly like me. But for real, though, get out there and live a life. Don't let work consume you. That's a bad thing. It doesn't matter how much money you make if you don't take some time to enjoy life. So y'all get out there and enjoy life a little bit. And I'll catch y'all later. Bye, y'all.